Hello good folks, it is August, and that means it is time for a channel update. Normally this time of year you would probably expect to see a update about me going away for a week to attend this medieval week kind of festival event thing here in Sweden. Obviously that didn't happen. That whole event was one of the victims of the COVID-19 pandemic, and it didn't happen at all. They're doing some online version of it, but obviously that's far from the same thing. So we're not doing that, and instead we've done some other stuff, and we'll be going through a bunch of that. There's some good news about the channel, some bad news about stuff that's happened. We'll be going through what's happening and what's coming up with all of the different running series and stuff like that. If you haven't seen one of these channel update videos before, by the way, this is a thing that I do once a month to keep everybody posted on what's going on in my life, what's going on with the channel, what's coming up, what's going away, all kind of stuff. Anyway, let's get into it. Positive stuff first, good news. We are very, very near hitting 40,000 subs on YouTube, which is pretty dang cool, actually. It's that's a lot of people, and we're starting to reach numbers where I would say, like, this is a pretty good number. And also one thing I've caught is that a lot of the newer subs on the channels appear to be appreciating more of my content. So I appreciate people watching Triple H, I appreciate people watching the tutorials, I appreciate people watching the Legacy series. Twitch streams are doing well as well. Numbers are looking pretty good as far as I can tell, so it should be time to apply for partnership again. Like, we're stuck. We can't get more emotes, we can't, like, we're stuck. So hopefully that'll be good, and we'll actually get the partnership. I'm getting like resentful. I don't want to do the application process just to be denied again. But we'll try it again soon. Fabian, one of my moderators, pinged me on Discord with a timed reminder just earlier this week, I think it was, about that it's time to apply again. So I should really get to it because the numbers are looking decent. So expect an update, I guess, but in the next channel update on how that goes, or keep your eye on the Discord server. We'll get back to that, but first I want to talk a little bit about what's happening personally out in the rest of my life. Those of you who've followed me since about the beginning of the year know that I had a pretty nasty accident where the ladder up to our attic collapsed under me as I was climbing it. And the reason for climbing it was because we are doing a renovation project up there, like fixing a proper floor in the attic. And so that has been at a standstill. There hasn't even been a ladder up. We haven't known that everything is even okay up there. We bought a new ladder for it, but we hadn't put it up for a long time. And now it's finally up. So I've restarted that project. And of course, me and Stranen went up there. And the first thing that happened was that we basically started working on the next floorboard in line, and that turned out to be the floorboard from hell. Oh my god, was there a lot of work involved in getting that one to sit in the right place, and I even had to go and get a new tool to be able to force it into place. But it's done, and now I'm actually making some good progress, and I've made it into sort of the second room there, so it's a big project, but I'm very happy to be making progress again. The second thing is, like, because of that accident, I hurt my back pretty bad, obviously. And it's been a long recovery, and it's still recovering. Like, it's not like I have pain, but I feel that my back is very weak, so I get sore. But I think it's good that I get this kind of... It's almost like I'm building my strength by doing this stuff again. The other thing is we've been going back out into nature, which feels really great. It's a thing that I've been missing. And we even prepared and went camping. So we got a pretty good new tent, got gear for the entire family, and we loaded up and went out into nature. And I carried a pretty heavy load there. We're going out to basically an island, I think it is. And it's basically at the ocean, so there's no fresh water. So we had to carry water out there. And there's also a ban, like it's a nature reserve, so there's a ban on burning dead wood from the ground. So we had to carry in fuel for our campfire too. So we carried a pretty heavy load. And it went surprisingly well. Like, we took a couple of breaks on the way, but it went really well. And then we carried it back out, and that was no problem. Of course, we'd eaten, drank, and burned most of the stuff that we carried in, but still, very good. Like, my back is super sore today, because we came back earlier today. But still, pretty happy that we did it. Things went well, and I expect that given a day of rest or two, my back will be feeling good and stronger, which is what I need. The bad news is, in conjunction with that, I brought up my drone to fly some missions and capture some footage of the camp and some cool stuff. And we started out by just like sending the drone off on a waypoint mission to just check if the campsite was free and get some cool shots from the air about the whole place. And through a free combination of like 3 different weird things with settings from a previous mission, the battery that wasn't as charged as it should have been, and the mission being at a distance that was far enough to make us lose contact with the drone while the mission was in progress, it actually never returned. So very likely the drone has crashed. Now the thing is, as I was waiting for it to return, waiting to reconnect to the drone, I was also trying to check the exact location where it was last, and as I was doing that, the DJI app that you use to control the thing crashed. So, hopefully, I can recover its waypoint mission. If I can recover its waypoint mission, then I have a pin on the takeoff position, and we should be able to mount a sort of recovery mission, which will involve basically bushwhacking through a couple of kilometers of forest along a direct line. So we really have to follow this line pretty directly, which is funny because I've been watching a channel lately and he's done a couple of straight line missions where he tries to cross an entire country in a straight line. I was like, oh, this is a fascinating concept, and now I might have to do that to see if I can recover this drone. Obviously this is a super expensive piece of equipment, so it really sucks to lose it. We're going to be really lucky if we find it at all, and it's going to be a miracle if we find it and it's in any kind of shape where we can fly it ever again. I do have spare propeller wings and stuff for it, so like if those are the things that have been damaged, it should be okay, but the thing might be gone forever. Part of this flight path was over water as well, so it might have dropped into the ocean and we'll never see it again. Who knows? Sucks anyway, but hopefully we can mount that recovery mission, and maybe then I'll record it and throw that video up on my second channel or something. So that was a little bit sucky, but the rest of the camping trip was actually entirely awesome, and it was really needed to just get away from everything and just relax hang out by a campfire and watch the boats drive by for a while. Alright, hold up, let me interrupt myself. This is now being recorded a few days later, and yeah, I intended to get this video up on Saturday, but it didn't happen obviously, and then Sunday we actually went out and spent all day on that recovery mission. And I brought a camera, and brought the GoPro, charged it up, had 2 batteries, so it was all good to record it. I was gonna just record all of it basically, and I forgot that apparently I have taken my SD card out of that camera, so I have very little footage of this thing. But yeah, we spent probably about 6 or 7 hours trudging through this terrain, and as you can see from those drone pictures, there's quite some elevation change. Like part of this stuff is cliff face, and we found, well, I wouldn't say we found nothing, we found a whole bunch of trash. Really, people, don't throw your trash in nature. And well, we did it was some cool terrain to explore, but we found no trace of the drone. There's this one place that was directly on the flight path just after we lost contact with the drone that is a walled off private property that we can't get into. Huge fence, barbed wire stuff. So it might be there, but probably more likely it's dumped into the ocean. Sad face. And so we spent all day on that. We were completely beat, and to add insult to injury, as we were back in the car, we're gonna get out of there, we're completely like shot. And I grazed one of the parking barriers, really low barriers, so now there's a crack in the front of my car. Not a huge deal, works fine, just cosmetic, but still. Expensive camping trip. Anyway, I'll hand it back to Past Me to continue. Alright, let's return to the channel and what's been going on. Well, so Legacy has been going well. I guess it's no secret that Legacy it's had some less activity, and there's been some pretty discouraging comments, I would say, about it. People comparing it to saying that we're only copying Hermitcraft or something like that, despite basically none of us having time to watch any of the Hermits. And yeah, so we're now all gathering back up again in the Fantasy District, because we thought that when we were gathered up more before, it was better. We had more interactions and it was just more fun on the server. So we've done that. I've made several pretty meaty episodes since then. I've done both the massive dig and the 2 episodes on moving the river and building the tower. So that has been going really well for me, and I really love making that series. It's a really fun place to be, so I hope that you are all enjoying that too. I've put an alarming amount of effort into making those videos as good as they can get, and I really think personally that the result is worth it. So if you haven't taken a look at those, please do jump in, because I think that's pretty cool. Like the Nether dig is a pretty unique project, and the rest of the server is looking stunning. Triple H is also progressing, which is good. The thing that has happened though is we set up this system of helpers a while back to be able to edit the streams quicker. So basically anybody can sign up to be a helper on my Discord, and then basically they would go in and watch a stream, note down the notable timestamps and stuff, which means that as I edit it, I have the support of others just to find the interesting bits and cut away all the dead air, which has been incredibly helpful. Like, thank you so much to the people who had decided to become helpers and who have actually made these notes. It's been super helpful. It's made me edit a lot quicker. Now, the sad part is that as I am speaking, I've caught up to all the helpers, so there are no longer any streams with any notes, which means that Triple H editing is going to slow back down a bit, which sucks. I think I can still put in more time to it, especially probably once 1.16.2 is out. But yeah, it's going to be a slog for a bit, and that sucks a little bit. I had hoped to catch up quicker. But that also means if you have some spare time and you want to help, go check out the bot commands on my Discord server, where you can join the helper group and get somebody to help you if you don't know what the commands are. And once you're there, you can also go into watch one of the streams fully and then just post your timestamps, and it is really helpful. And then there's the crafting custom worlds tutorials that are coming. They are a little bit more time consuming to make, so they're a bit slower. It's also still in flux, so I don't want to spend too much time making it as things keep changing every snapshot, and like I don't want to have to make a video and then remake it because I didn't have time to finish it in time, and then there's another pre-release and stuff changed or whatever. So those will probably keep going more frequently once 1.16.2 is out as well. And also then I won't need to make snapshot videos, so that will help. The fan server is updated to 1.16. If you don't know about it, I have a fan server. You can get access if you support me in any manner, if you become a patron, if you sub to me on Twitch, or if you become a channel member on YouTube. All of those things give you access to the fan server. You can join and play. We did a partial nether reset, and it turned out really, really poorly. And so I spent some time, made some custom tools, and then redid it. So now the second attempt has worked really well. And that means that we have managed to keep some of the farms, keep most of the tunnels that people wanted to keep, and the nether hub, and yeah, it's looking really good now. So if you want to join there, play with the others in the community, play with me sometimes, I do stream from there sometimes on the Tuesday streams, then the most reliable way is to support the channel in some way, and it'll get you on there immediately. And that kind of connects to something else that I realize that people miss sometimes. And that is that there are this whole ecosystem of stuff around the channel. There's the Discord, there's the fan server. There's a second channel where all my streams from Twitch go up. And so, like, especially with the partnership application, it really helps if you can follow me on Twitch and join in a stream and just chill out and watch for a bit. But if you don't have time to and you still want to catch up, my second channel, Lime Uncut, has all of the stream archives. So go sub to that channel as well if you want to see the archives of stuff. And there's also, of course, Patreon that gets you access to the fan server, and if you are a supporter, you also get this privilege of setting names in my series for items or for entities. So that was a lot more talking than I intended to do, but yeah, thank you so much, everybody. I do appreciate the support. 40,000 should be passed at any moment now, and that is super cool. Onwards and upwards, I guess. Like, this amount of people are starting to feel like a success, but the problem is the increase can dip at any time. I also want to mention one thing that happened. The Spawn Chunks had a bunch of shoutouts for stuff that I've been doing, and that I am very grateful for. If you don't know what the Spawn Chunks is, it is a Minecraft-related podcast that I highly recommend. They have different themes every week. They cover the news and snapshots and everything, and news for the different Minecraft-themed games. And they bring guests on the show. So Asuma Void was there most recently, I think, and Gemini Tay from The Legacy has also been on there. And so, highly recommended. Very interesting to listen to. And if you haven't heard it before, go and listen to the old episodes as well, because there's lots of good stuff there, even if the news is not news anymore. Anyway, that's enough blabbing about. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. My name is slicedlime. I'll catch you in another video.